Good morning, Stampers. Happy Monday morning. Welcome to day one of my daily Facebook Lives featuring the In Bloom bundle and Paper Blooms celebration product. So my name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada. And every day this week at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time, I will be going live featuring a new project created using this collection of products. All right, so this bundle is in the January to June mini catalog, and if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I love anything with stitches, and I believe every die, well, except for three of them, these little florals, this stem, and this, have stitching on them. They remind me of the fall leaf set that we had in the holiday catalog. These are so beautiful. So you're going to see that over the course of the week as we use them. And then it also coordinates with some patterned paper that you can get for free during celebration. And so I wanted to remind you guys that celebration is nearing an end. So if you've been with Stampin' Up! Or shopping from Stampin' Up! For quite a while, celebration normally goes until the end of March, but this year it is 2 months long, so it only goes until the end of February. So if there's anything in the celebration brochure that you've been putting off that is still on your wish list, you definitely want to take care of that. So this is one of those items where it is free with a $60 purchase. And these are my favorite sides of this patterned paper. I love these patterned papers. You can see I love this one so much. There's not much left. They're just, it's so pretty. And then you flip it over, and then these are kind of just a little bit more solid patterns rather than something a little bit more florally. This one's really pretty as well. So lots of great patterns to choose from. And one of the things that I love, well, there's a couple things that I love about this DSP is you can fussy cut these flowers, but you can also die cut. Like what I've done, let me share a layout that I shared on my blog last week. It's a 6x8 layout. So these flowers and the leaves were all cut right from these circles, and it just gives the flowers so much more interest. Just the variation in colors, it's just so pretty. And then the negative space I used to sponge some additional leaves kind of in the background. It's just such a fun, simple floral set. Okay. All right. Oh, and I had mentioned that you can fussy cut. Here's another example that I've shared. This floral image is cut right from, I believe it was this patterned DSP. Yeah, so it was this right here. So I fussy cut that from the patterned paper and added that as an embellishment on top of this fun background that was created using the messages dies, I think it's called, from the January to June mini catalog. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do something fun today. And you know what? I realized that we are not using any stamps. We're just using the dies today. And over on my blog, every Monday, I have a Memory Keeping Monday project. And so I thought that today we'd start off with kind of a memory keeping project, but it is something that you can use for home decor. You could also add it to a scrapbook layout if you wanted to, but it also makes a great gift idea. Okay, so I am starting with a piece of this beautiful navy background DSP. This measures 5 3/4 by 8 inches. And I'm going to just flip it over, and I'm going to find the center and create kind of like a little pennant. So 5 3/4, 2 3/4 would be 5 1/2. So 2 7/8 is the center. So I'm going to snip this up. I'm going to use my long handled scissors or long bladed scissors and snip it up. I want just a short flag, so I'm not going to go up very far, and then I'll use my scissors to just snip in here. So by cutting up the center, it allows you to get an even flag on both sides, or relatively even. You can also draw lines if you want. All right, there we go. And we're going to use this side. So now I've got this beautiful pennant shape. And I've gone ahead and I've cut 2 pieces of, oh, I should have looked up the name of it, In Good Taste. Yes, this is one of the wood backgrounds from In Good Taste. I cut them 1 by 6 inches, and I have 2 of them. And we're going to set those aside for just a second. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to take a 1/8 inch circle punch, and we're going to punch a hole about, I don't know, it's maybe about 1 inch in, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And then I've got a 12-inch strip of, what is this called? Linen thread. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And so I'm just feeding this through. I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then these 2 panels are going to cover that. I saw something on Pinterest that kind of inspired me. It was made from, why am I struggling with this? It was made from, I think the pennant was made from like a canvas, and these bits were cut from wood, and I thought I could recreate something like that with paper. So I thought it would be fun to do with this collection. Good morning, Mary Liz. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Kim. So we are creating a fun memory keeping project today using the In Bloom bundle. Okay, so that's going to be what hangs. We're just going to trim this a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to take this DSP, flip it over, and I want it to feel really solid. So I could stick this on just using dimensionals, but I want to use strips of this instead. So these are our foam adhesive strips, and this is just going to give it a little bit more of a solid feel. So I'm just peeling them off, and I'm going to run them across. Just like this. Did everybody have a good weekend? Good morning, Mom. All right, we'll peel these back. I thought that this would make a great Mother's Day gift. You could also change out the patterned paper, and it could be a great Father's Day gift as well, or a birthday gift. Be perfect for somebody to hang in their office. But like I mentioned at the beginning, it could also just be added to a scrapbook layout as well. So that's going to go across like that. So see how that is just a touch longer, and it gives the impression of having a piece of wood across the top. And then I wanted to finish the back as well. I'm just going to pull these tight and make sure my ends are hanging down. And then I'm going to repeat this. Actually, this one probably doesn't need to go. This one we're going to do just flat. And I'm going to be pretty generous with my adhesive. Let's get it going here. Normally I wouldn't use that much adhesive. Good morning, Alice. And I'm just lining it up with the top and then the ends with the end of the one that I stuck on there. There we go. So there's the base of our pennant. And now we need to make it pretty. So I cut this white piece of cardstock. I cut it, let me make sure, 3 by 4. So I'll trim my photo. When I add a photo, it'll be trimmed just slightly smaller than 3 by 4. This is going to go on the right or the left hand side. About like that. Okay, so perfect for adding a photo. If you didn't want to add a photo, if you had a favorite quote or a favorite Bible verse, you could add that on there and it would be a great gift as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be photo based. Okay, and then I've got some scraps of soft seafoam, petal pink, and old olive. And this is where we are going to bring in our dyes. And we're going to do some cutting. So I want this floral out of this. I want a center out of that color. And I want a couple smaller flowers. And I also want some leaves from olive. And from this one, I want this label shape. I think that is it. I think I've got them all. Okay, so I'm going to slide these out of the way. I'll bring in my little mini machine. And let's see how many we can fit on here. We've got that. Probably just the 2 to begin with. Good morning, Kim. We're making a fun little pennant this morning using the In Bloom bundle. Slide all these things out of the way and then we'll run this guy through. So all week long, every morning at 9:30, I will be going live with a different project featuring these products. And if you shop with me online before the end of the month using this month's host code, I will send you the kits to make all of the projects that we make this week. Okay. Let's see here. Get all of our pieces out of here. Okay, slide these out of the way so that I don't lose them. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces here. Now I'm going to grab a bone folder because I want to add a bit of dimension to my flowers. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and curl it up. And then one of these little circles, I'm going to pop up using dimensionals, and it's going to go in the center of my flower. Good morning, Christine. Just like that. Let's bring my pennant back in here. Okay, this is going to go on using dimensionals. So I'm not going to stamp anything on here. I'm not doing any stamping on this project, but you could replicate this project and use the stamps. But look at that gorgeous stitching on the dies. I really hope that this set carries over because it's just so pretty. Okay, this is going to go on here right about here. I think soft seafoam is an often neglected color. It's so pretty. I really don't use it much. This piece is going to go on flat right in the center. And okay, so this leaf, I'm going to trim it down. So I am going to trim this bit off, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to separate these. And there is another leaf here, so I could instead just die cut another one of these, but because I wanted to make this one shorter and tuck it under like this, I didn't want these ones to go to waste. So I'm just going to use these ones instead. Okay. And I will curl these leaves up as well. And then this flower. Okay, these two I will save for a different project. I don't need those. Let's curl these ones up. And we'll add a little bit of adhesive in behind here. Just like that. And then this little flower, we're going to attach these two leaves together. And then this is going to go up here in the corner. Just like that. This one's going to go on with a dimensional, excuse me. Super cute. Okay, couple more things that I want to do. So I have got a piece of our denim ribbon from the annual catalog, and what I did was I went ahead and I trimmed, let me show you on this side. So on both sides of ribbon there is this little narrow piece that kind of holds all of the fibers together. So what I've done is on this side I trimmed all the way down on that piece, and that allows me to pull out several fibers. And I love doing this for kind of a softer, kind of elegant look. I love how fine these fibers are when you do this. So now I'm going to take it, it's about a 12-inch length. Mary Liz is asking, where do you store your for a later project? In stamp case or general leaves or flowers? So like these little bits, what I do is I will normally have, because I just started using this, I don't have one in here yet. So what I will normally do is I have a little Ziploc baggie. It's probably about a 3x4 Ziploc baggie. I just picked up a bunch of them from the dollar store. And I have a Ziploc baggie in the front of each of my stamp sets. And then any die cuts or anything that goes, or stamped images that I don't end up using, I keep them in a little Ziploc baggie in the front of my stamp set. You can also, if you prefer, you can also keep them with your dies. But I find when I pull out the dies, I'm often going to be using the stamp set that coordinates with them. So for me, it works to just tuck them into the Ziploc bag and in with the stamp set. Okay. Yeah, if you have them loose in there, then you run the risk of them getting caught when you close, or just falling out when you open it. So I find that the Ziploc really helps. Okay, so I'm going to just trim those ends just a little bit. And then I'll use a little mini glue dot. I've got one left on this sheet. I'm going to pop it right here. Let's take off the backing here. Doesn't want to come off. There we go. And then look how beautiful that looks. It's so much better, like it's more fitting like this than if I were to tie a big bulky bow from this ribbon. That's gonna go right there. And then the last thing I want to do is I am going to use some of these elegant faceted gems. These are also from the annual catalog, and I love these. I think these work perfectly with this paper pack because there are some that are white, there's some that are clear, and then there's some that are petal pink. And petal pink is one of the colors that's in this DSP. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the petal pink and we're just going to add a couple, maybe 3 on here. We'll do 2 there, and I think I'm going to do 1 on the center of the flower. All right, and there we go. Our project is done. So it's a super quick and easy project, but what a great gift idea, don't you think? I was thinking this morning, where is it? I pulled it out. If you wanted to give this as a gift to a special someone in your life, this greeting set, this strong and beautiful greeting set, like whether it's Mother's Day or just some strong woman in your life, there are some great greetings in here that you could add, whether you change the size of this piece and stamp the greeting right on there, or even add an extra block with a greeting. You could even stamp it on here if it fits, and then add your flower kind of a little bit higher. So there's lots of ways that you can adjust this to really personalize it based on who you are giving it to. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Quick and easy, like I said, and I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30, and yeah, all right, for another crafty project. Take care, guys.